Goodrich Castle is a Norman medieval castle ruin north of the village of Goodrich in Herefordshire, England. Its key location controls an area between Monmouth and Ross-on-Wye, and as a result, the castle has seen its fair share of warfare and unrest. Some of those who bore witness to the castle's turbulent past are said to still linger within the ruins. Goodrich Castle was built after the Norman conquest of England, possibly by Goodrich of Mapperstone. Originally, it would have been an earth and wooden fortification and was eventually replaced with stone in the middle of the 12th century. It was then expanded significantly during the late 13th century into a concentric structure combining luxurious living quarters with extensive defences. In 1203, King John transferred Goodrich Castle and the surrounding manor to William Marshal, Earl of Pembroke, to partially compensate him for his loss of land on the continent. Marshal was a famous English knight with a reputation as a heroic warrior. The ghost of a mailed knight has been seen at multiple locations around the castle, though it is mostly seen in the Great Keep, walking up the stairs. It is believed that this spirit is William Marshal. Two visitors who are local to the castle had heard of William's ghost and went in search of it. While on the stairs leading to the top of the Great Keep, they heard heavy footsteps with the distinctive clinking sound of metal on stone. Believing that this could be William, they called out his name. The footsteps stopped, and they called out his name again. Suddenly, the footsteps began again, only growing louder as the spirit dashed down the stairs towards them. The visitors were filled with a sudden sense of dread, but held their nerve in the hope of catching the ghost on camera. The footsteps suddenly stopped, and they saw a faint mist which they followed up the stairs, where it suddenly disappeared. The Great Keep is often referred to as Macbeth Tower, and is home to another legend. It is believed that an Irish chieftain was once imprisoned within the dungeons. The dungeons had once been housed in the Great Keep. According to the legend, the chieftain died while attempting to escape, and his ghost has been said to haunt the tower. A ghostly haze has been reported in the old dungeons numerous times, for which there is no natural explanation. Other sightings are of medieval soldiers which walk across the grounds and disappear through walls. A visitor and his family reported clearly seeing what they called three knights in the outer ward. Believing that they were reenactors, they approached to talk with them. However, as they neared, the knights suddenly disappeared. The outer ward is also home to the ruined 17th century stables. Visitors and volunteers have reported seeing what they call a cavalier walking or riding to the stables. The stables were destroyed by Colonel John Birch during a night attack in May 1646, and many have reported smelling smoke in this area, along with the sighting of orbs of light. A more terrifying sighting is of a grey lady who has been seen walking across the courtyard towards the southeast tower. This same grey lady has been seen on the top of this tower, staring towards the modern car park. Some report that this spirit leaps off the tower and vanishes through the rocky grounds below. Who this spirit is not known, nor is there any record of anyone having jumped off the tower. The most famous of hauntings at Goodrich Castle are the ghosts of two lovers. Local folklore tells a story from the siege during the Civil War. It is said that Colonel Birch's niece, Alice, fell in love with a good-looking royalist, Charles Clifford. Their love for each other was forbade, and according to the law, the two attempted to escape before the final assault on the castle. In the dead of night, They met and took flight from the castle. They came to the high waters of the River Wye, and while trying to cross, they both died in a flash flood. Their bodies were discovered days after, and buried in separate graves. On stormy nights, the ghostly couple have been seen on a phantom horse, wading into the wild waters of the Wye. On other occasions, the apparitions have been sighted staring sadly from the ruined ramparts of Goodrich Castle. There have also been sightings of a ghostly woman standing outside the gatehouse, who is often heard wailing. It is believed that this may be the spirit of Alice Birch, who stands watch for the return of her lost love. Other ghostly sightings are centred around the roaring Meg mortar and cannonballs used during the siege in the Civil War. A red-blooded figure has often been seen by the mortar, and a mist is said to rise from the cannonballs, which are also reported to seep ghostly blood. With thousands of visitors each year, it is perhaps only fair to mention that most experience nothing supernatural. Skeptics argue that the phenomenon reported is easily explainable by natural light playing tricks on the brain, falling masonry, and fabricated tales. But those who have experienced the supernatural phenomenon staunchly believe that Goodrich Castle is haunted. But ultimately, it comes down to one question: do you believe?